Press conference happening right now with Florida Fish and Wildlife.
And let's listen in right now.
Out in the strong Tampa Bay current. Greg entered the water just like he always do, fearlessly, and rescued these women and got them safely on our boat. So we just want to share, thank you coming out and share with the community how much we're going to miss Officer Patterson, and just let everybody know how much our FWC family is in mourning today. Our hearts are hurting, and like we always do, we stick together. We celebrate our great accomplishments in the community, and we also come together, and our FWC family will be bonding together during this great loss that we're suffering today. So we just appreciate you guys coming out, and we just want to pass the word that Officer Patterson was a great officer, and we're going to miss him deeply.
Andrew, being a small agency, does it hit you guys harder as opposed to like a TPD or Hillsborough SO? You guys are kind of a close-knit group, aren't you?
Absolutely, that's a great point. We are. In this community, we don't have thousands of officers. We have, there's 30, 40 officers that work out of this office directly. So yes, we're a very tight-knit group. We all spend a lot of time together during work and after work, and most of our families know each other very well. And it's a loss that's going to hit home and for a lot of our officers.
And you had officers at the scene this morning. Tell us a little bit about why you guys were out there.
Well, I just want to be there, obviously, just, support this tragic accident for Greg and his family. But, we're just all taken back by the loss, and it's just a tragedy that's we're all kind of in shock right now. So.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Can you kind of reflect on, this was such a freak accident. I understand he was in the Navy, put his life on the line to help people with FWC.
That's correct.
And for this kind of tragedy to take him.
Yeah, Greg served. He's been with us since 2011. He worked in Highlands County for a couple of years, and then transferred here home to Hillsborough County in 2013 to be closer to his daughters. He did serve in the Navy prior to coming to work for the FWC, and he also worked for Allied Trucking Company for a number of years. And like I said, service was just in Greg's blood. That's what he did. And this morning, like he does every morning, he wakes up early. He was biking down the Courtney Campbell bike path. Just staying fit, because that's what Greg did. And it's just a tragic accident.
You guys are probably kind of prepared for losses in your line of work, but, are you prepared, like you say, for like a freak accident? You can't really prepare for that.
No, that's correct. There's nothing that can prepare us for loss of one of our own. And you're right, we deal with it a lot, unfortunately, in this line of work. We deal with a lot of notifications and deal with a lot of loss of life, especially on the water and boating accidents and such. But nothing prepares you for having to break the news to one of your own and your family members and his co-workers too. Took this extremely hard this morning.
You said this is a tight-knit organization. Any personal memories, great times that you guys had, things that you can remember about it?
Well, one thing I just personally remember about Greg, he was really avid on helping the kids in the hunting education stuff that we have, the programs and outreach that we have for our Hunter's Ed groups. He loved to go talk to the groups, especially the kids, teaching about hunting and fishing and just outdoor stuff, because that's what Greg loved to do. Greg came to work for us later in life. He was in his 40s when he came to work for us, which is not uncommon, because a lot of people, have a great love and desire to be outdoors and to get back to the community. And with this job, that's definitely what we do. We are outside. We like to help people get outside and educate them on the outdoors. And we really are in touch with the community out in the field, people that are boating and enjoying our resources, in this beautiful area.
As horrible of a situation this is, when you're talking about him, you're kind of smiling.
Well, that's, Greg was one of our own, and he's just a family member. And, the memories that I have of Greg are definitely fond. So, it's hard not to think of Greg and, kind of have a sense of, the loss is tough. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a tough loss that hits home. But, we'd like to think of Greg in a good light.
Did anybody talk to him on Sunday?
And you're listening to a news conference there by FWC after they lost one of their own. A lot of emotional words there. Officer Patterson, the FWC officer, electrocuted this morning as he was riding his bike along the Courtney Campbell, electrocuted by a downed power line. As you just heard, service was in his blood. This is a really tough loss that hits close to home for this whole department. Laura, at the same time, we're learning a lot more about Officer Patterson.
Right. We also were told that the officer actually saved someone's life just 3 days ago. That's just the kind of person he was, as you heard them saying there in that press conference. Apparently, Tico did not know this line was down. They are saying it probably went down during those storms that were happening late last night. What they were trying to do at the time was restore power to about 1,400 customers, I believe it was, who were without power at the time. All of this happening at the Courtney Campbell Causeway.
The parking lot was dark, pitch black, around 5 in the morning. It's never like that. So I just took off my bike and rode all the way to Clearwater, came back, and when I came back on my first lap, going down, that's when I see him laying down. And then I called 911.
The gentleman you were just hearing from there, that's the biker who came up behind that officer, saw that he was down, and was actually the one who called for help. Again, Tico said that at the time they were trying to restore power to other homes in the area. They did know about an out traffic light or one of those lights that's on the side of the Courtney Campbell Causeway, but they did not know a live wire was down at the time.